Hey folks, David Stewart here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Let's talk about looksmaxing. Maxing out your looks. I'm not really looksmaxing. I put my wizard hat on. Now, of course, I'm very attractive. Before I go any further, don't forget to buy this gigantic anthology, Eternal Dream Christmas. It's only available through the end of January 2025. So grab that. It has 10 of my fantasy books in the Eternal Dream universe, including the full text of Water of Awakening and Needle Ash, some of my most popular fantasy books. All right, I'm not really looks maxing, but a lot of the way that I'm arranged has to do with, pleasing my partner. She likes my hair long, things like that. I'm mostly going to approach this, and some of the stuff I've learned about this, it's mostly from a male perspective, but obviously there's a female perspective to this as well. Women, for the most part, have figured this out already, but men are slow to learn the changing dynamics, or just are slower to pick this up, that life is much easier when you look good. So maximizing your good looks is probably a good investment for almost everyone, male or female. This is a harsh truth. It's your red pill of the day, is that people will treat you better if you look better. If you look better, people will treat you better. I don't just mean potential mates like in the dating market. I mean your boss at work. I mean your employees will treat you better if you are better looking. The people who give you tacos at the taqueria will treat you better if you're better looking. Everything in life is easier when you are good looking. And one of the reasons that I know this is that I had a physical transformation that I did years ago. At this point, 12, 13, actually maybe 14 years ago. So I was very overweight. I was really in the obese category. I think it was around 300 pounds. I decided to take control of that because that was an arrival point of a long period of unhealthy lifestyle where I was drinking a lot, and especially a lot of beer, which is very high in calories. And I wasn't exercising as much as I should have. The weight didn't come on when I was gigging a lot because I was out and doing stuff. But then as soon as the economy crashed and I was sitting at home a lot, boom, I ballooned up. So I had to fix that, and I did. And so one of the things I remember is I remember what people treated me like when I looked bad, and I took note of how much better every single person on earth treated me once I had lost the weight. Once my body fat percentage was low, once I was wearing nicer clothes, once I just looked better, had just everything was better. Like I had shorter hair then too, and I think that helped, right? Long hair, my wife likes the long hair. Not every woman's going to be super into the long hair wizard look, but that's where I'm at right now in my life. Anyway, I remember that transformative change in how different everybody treated me. It was like night and day, and it was very revelatory because it's not something that I think people are really conscious of. They're not going, he's fat, so I'm going to treat him like crap. It's just they naturally act better around people that are better looking, even if they are in a relationship, even if they're the same sex as you, even if they're anything, right? They're going to treat you better if you're better looking. So one of the best personal investments you can make is to maximize your looks for your professional life as well as your personal life. So for the professional thing, think about how you dress when you go to a job interview. You're trying to impress the other person. Really, you should have that attitude all the time in your work environment to impress everybody. I changed what I wore. I started wearing suit coats and stuff a lot more. I had a lot more hip attire about 12, 13 years ago. And it was like, boom, everybody started treating me different, just changing my clothes. So you can change your clothes. Obviously, if you're overweight, you can lose weight. And you can do whatever you need to do that. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time telling you how to do that. You can figure that out. And as far as I'm concerned, most of it is going to be a good investment, whether it's like a medical intervention, like an injection or something like that, or it's going to be just hiring a personal trainer. If a personal trainer can manage your diet and manage your exercise to make you get in really good shape, then they're worth it as far as I'm concerned. Whatever you want to do, that's what you need to do. So that's the big thing about your body you can transform is you can lower your body fat percentage to a healthier level, and that is really going to make you more attractive. And you'll find that everybody's going to be that way. So when you go to work, you want to put on the clothes, the attitude, the looks that are going to impress your customers, impress your colleagues. You want to have that attitude all the time, because the truth is they are going to treat you better based on your looks. For women, that means wearing makeup, right? Women don't necessarily wear makeup just to impress men. It's a lot of times between women that they're doing it. But the fact is that if you look nice, if you make your face look good, women know this. Men are just going to treat you better. Women are going to treat you better too. Everybody's going to treat you better. So for women, that means, hey, you got to have an exercise routine. You got to have your diet under control. And you probably need to be wearing makeup every day, as well as clothes that are going to present the social messages that you want to send, whether that's a more conservative message like a pantsuit, or it's something that's intended to show off your body a little bit more, depending on that, depending on the circumstance you're getting there. So you're going to get a lot of professional benefits from Looksmaxing. In the dating department, it should be obvious, right? But men are frequently under this delusion that women are just going to, that they could just somehow find a girl who likes them for some inner quality that they have. They can, but that's several gates removed from the first interaction. The way that, you may have heard like the old cliche, men propose, women dispose. So the women's game is to look as attractive as possible, to get as much male attention as possible, and then to cash out with the best mate, right? For men, it is you're going through various gates with whatever female you're pursuing. So the first gate is a looks gate, and that's really true on online dating, and it's very unfortunately really distortedly like Pareto distribution into infinity kind of thing, where like the guys who are 10s are getting like all the matches and anyone else is not. So it's worth it for you to look like a 10, at least in your like profile picture. Get a date, and then that person can get to know you, and you actually won't have to keep the maximum level of looks up all the time once you're in that relationship. Then they actually will like you for inner qualities that you have, for virtues that you have, for what you do, for what you care about. But men are frequently under this delusion that they're going to somehow find a woman who's going to love them for who they are, and that if there's women who are rejecting them for their looks, then they never would have loved them for who they are, and it's good that they're not there. I don't think that's the way it actually works. I think you need to look good enough to at least get to the point where you can know a woman. Then she can actually get to know your inner qualities. And that's going to be true about hobbies, right? Like, women are not going to be into the fact that you like Warhammer or something like that. They're only really going to care about hobbies that are more seductive towards them. So you can reveal your Warhammer fascination a little bit further into the relationship, and a woman will just interpret it as one of your unique quirks, rather than this is a nerdy weirdo, right? If you lead with if the worst dating profile in the world would be like a fat nerd talking about the MCU. Be better. You lose the weight. You look good. You have a friend help you take a really good photo, and then later you talk about when you're discussing things, you can bring up, oh, have you seen this movie? I like this one, and then you can kind of develop an idea of each other's tastes as you go along. You shouldn't lead with stuff like that. That's my advice. But having experienced both sides of that, I know that it is so much easier to just have a conversation with a woman when you're really good looking. You're more confident. But also the woman is just going to respond better. Like, you can cold approach a woman at a club if you're really good looking, and just start up a conversation about anything, and you could take it anywhere you want. Get her to ask you personal questions to get to know you, and then she feels more attracted to you because she knows some kind of inner thing about you, and you can maybe get a phone number out of that, right? That's how that's how we used to do it 12 or 14 years ago. Things have changed a lot then. I'm not trying to give you a whole lot of dating advice. I am telling you, though, that maximizing your looks is probably going to be the best time investment you can make for dating as a man. That's the data that I've gathered from talking to lots of young men, which some of you are, from looking at the data on dating apps or websites, the dating apps like Tinder. You can look at the data for who's getting the matches. You need to be the guy who's getting all the matches. You need to not be the guy who is waiting around for someone to discover his inner beauty. And you need to manipulate all of the first presentation of facts to maximize that level of attractiveness. That's the first gate, is be attractive. Then you can get through the second gates of like do we have compatible values? Do we have compatible lifestyles? Do we have compatible futures? Like, do we have future goals that are going to work together well? That stuff is going to come a little bit later in the relationship. So anyway, that's my advice on that. Looks maxing, I think, is very important. Take it from a guy who has experienced both sides of this. Not that you have to keep up like a perfect body forever. Nobody does that, right? Especially if you've lost weight, chances are you're going to rebound. But you're going to get a lot of value. You're going to get a lot of value out of looking good. Like if I needed to go have a job, yeah, I'd cut the hair, I'd dye it. Yeah, why not? I've got a bunch of gray hair. I'd dye it all back to brown. I'd do all that stuff, right? So yes, hypocrite that I am. I'm talking to you. I'm not looks maxing, other than I'm not like colossally fat, I guess. So I've avoided being obese, but I could definitely, dye the beard and I could regrow the hair, do the red light, you can do all that stuff. It's a matter of how extreme you want to take it in order to get what you want out of it. But, that's that. Hope you guys will find that interesting. Leave me your comments down below in the comment section. I'd love to read them. I'm going to put my wizard hat back on. You don't want to be the wizard. Right? The too bad normies can't know what it's like to have no love, right? Now, I'm married, and I'm very happily married, and my wife has told me that I'm good looking, so I believe her. Anyway, here it is. Eternal Dream Christmas 2024. Get that before the end of January, and then it's gone forever. All right. I'll see you all next time. Have a great, great day.